Greetings, everyone. Well, a few years back, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez once again teamed up to bring us Grindhouse. And it was quite a while before we saw the full 3-hour, with fake trailers, theatrical experience version of it appear on home video. But we finally did, and, well, I was kind of late to the party because it wasn't until that Blu-ray edition came out that I finally saw the movies. I have not seen, at this point anyway, the extended versions of both of the movies, the single ones that they released. I will pick them up eventually. I see them pretty cheap most of the time. But, yeah, for now I'm happy to have the full original theatrical experience Blu-rays. Well, there was a couple of movies that came out recently that were kind of owe their existence to Grindhouse. And, well, I picked up both of them recently because much how Grindhouse was a double feature movie, I kind of wanted to do the same thing with these two films that were kind of spun off from Grindhouse. What am I talking about? Well, let's head on over to the Blu-ray shelf and take a look. Now, of course, one of the things everybody really enjoyed about Grindhouse, the theatrical experience, namely this one. I did a big-ass video about this before. Maybe I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out if you haven't seen it already. I don't think we were in high def then, though, so we'll just take a quick peek at the packaging there. Slides out, of course. There we go. Very purty. Anyway, one of the big things that people really enjoyed about Grindhouse was at the sort of intermission between the two movies, there was a whole bunch of fake movie trailers, and some of them were, well, actually all of them were pretty damn funny, I gotta say. So in addition to the fake trailers that were made for the intermission between the movies, there was also a contest that they ran, basically, to anybody who was interested to say, hey, make your own fake trailer for a Grindhouse-style movie, and if you win, I think the prize was you get your trailer on the actual DVD and Blu-ray release. So the winner, of course, was Hobo with the Shotgun. And one of the most popular trailers of the actual movie was Machete. Yeah, you can pretty much see where I'm going with this, can't you? So anyway, I really enjoyed the whole sort of Grindhouse double feature thing that this presented for our enjoyment. And I thought, well, with Machete and Hobo with the Shotgun, why not get them both at the same time and do the same thing and have that another Grindhouse double bill? It seemed to make sense to me. So, we'll just put these back. And then, of course, the ones I'm talking about are this one and this one. I actually found them both on sale recently. Got the slipcover with Machete, as you can see here. There you go. Sadly, did not get the slipcover with Hobo with a Shotgun. It had a really nice, I think it was a Canadian exclusive slipcover actually. It was like a pop-up kind of thing, like a gatefold, much like how the Grindhouse Blu-ray had the gatefold cover. Well, it had a gatefold and then a pop-up that came out of it, and it was quite cool, but I have not seen that anywhere. I think it was a very limited edition. Anyway, if anyone has one of those kicking around that you want to send my way, and you don't want it, please do. Anyway, yeah, so I picked up both Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun, and yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. I think this looks a little too clean. Ah, there we go. That's much better. Get that dirty film print feel. Yeah, by the way, for those who are confused, no, my camera didn't just implode. This is a very intentional effect. Okay, thanks. Alrighty, so a while back, I did an in-depth look at Grindhouse, the theatrical edition. Now, one of the big features of having the Grindhouse theatrical edition, of course, was the intermission between the two films, where we had that nice selection of fake trailers. And then actually at the beginning of the first one, we had the original fake trailer for Machete. Well, since then, some of those fake trailers have proven to be so popular, they've gone on to spawn actual full-length movies. Now, so Machete, of course, was at the beginning of Planet Terror originally, and everybody just thought it was hilarious and, had a great time with it. Especially if you listen to the audience reaction track on Grindhouse when the Machete trailer comes out, you can hear just, how much people love the whole idea. And, well, Robert Rodriguez, not being one to disappoint or miss an opportunity to, entertain the masses and have a little fun and make some money on the side, decided to do a full-length movie of Machete. And, to much mixed reaction, it seems, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And then, of course, we have Hobo with a Shotgun. Now, Hobo with a Shotgun was not part of the original trailer mix. There was actually a contest when Grindhouse was in the theater for, whoever wanted to submit a fake Grindhouse-style trailer. And the winner would get their trailer put on the Grindhouse DVD or Blu-ray. And I'm sure there was something else for the prize as well. I don't know the nature of the contest. All I know is that Hobo with a Shotgun was the one that won. And again, Hobo with a Shotgun, the trailer was so well received that the director managed to get the opportunity to turn it into a full-length movie. Now, in the case of Machete, they basically got the same cast and everybody together who did the trailer to do the movie. With Hobo with the Shotgun, it was completely remade from the ground up. And looking at the original trailer, you can see why. I mean, the original trailer was pretty, low grade and stuff like that. But watching the movie, you can definitely see a lot of the same elements in there. So it is faithful to the original trailer. It's just a different cast and whatnot. Okay, so let's move good old Grindhouse away for now, because we're just going to talk about essentially the two spin-offs. So, given that Grindhouse, of course, was a double feature, I really wanted to get both of these together so that I could have the double feature experience again, and that's what I did. I actually lucked out and found both of these on sale a little while ago. I think they were about $10 a piece, and can't complain about that. So the other night, I finally sat down and did the Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun double feature. So let's take a quick look at the packaging here. So this is the regular Blu-ray edition of Machete with the slip cover, which is quite nice. Just pop that out because you may notice the slip cover doesn't actually list any of the features. It just has artwork and a brief summary of the film. And then there is the case, and then we actually have the features on the back. And if we open her up, we got Danny Trejo looking nice and badass as Machete. Got the digital copy info and the digital copy disc, which, I don't really care about digital copies, but I do like having the additional artwork at least. Okay, so one thing that kind of surprised me is Machete is pretty light on extras. I mean, most Robert Rodriguez films on DVD and Blu-ray, and even as far back as Laserdisc, often had a pretty robust extras package. I mean, if you look at El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the Mexico trilogy, there's a lot of extras on those. Even the Spy Kids movies have tons of extras, but for some reason, Machete kind of skimped. Basically, you have deleted scenes. You've got the two theatrical trailers. Oddly, you don't have the original Grindhouse trailer on here. I thought they would have tossed that in as a bonus. I mean, come on. Because honestly, I thought the original Grindhouse trailer was better than the real trailers for the real movie. I actually found the real trailers for the real movie kind of irritating to watch, just the way they were edited together. But anyway. So you got deleted scenes, you got the trailers, and then you have the audience reaction track. So there isn't even an actual commentary, there's just the audience reaction track. I know a lot of people are kind of mixed on the audience reaction tracks, but I actually like them. I enjoy them. I watched the one with Sin City, I watched the one with Planet Terror, and I watched a bit of the one for this. I haven't watched it all the way through yet. But I like them. I mean, I like them for the reason that they're there, is essentially to give you the experience of watching it with an audience in the comfort of your own home, without having some jerk in the seat in front of you won't shut up throughout the whole thing. But no. So anyway, so that's that. I'll give you my thoughts on the two movies in a moment. I figure we'll just take a quick look at the packaging first. So then we have Hobo with a Shotgun, starring Roy Batty himself, Rutger Hauer. Both of these movies have gotten severely mixed reviews from fans and critics alike. I'll talk mainly about the fan reactions. This being the Canadian edition, we do have a reversible cover. This is actually a Canadian movie as well. It was actually produced here in Canada, and Canadians like myself will recognize a lot of the stars in it. So there you go. That is the packaging for Hobo with a Shotgun. Now this one actually has a ton of extra features, and I've barely even scratched the surface on these. You got shotgun mode clips, which is basically featurettes you can access while you're watching the movie. You got commentary with Jason Eisner, who is the director, and Rutger Hauer. Another commentary with Jason Eisner and John Davies, who was the writer, as well as Rob Cottrell and David Brunt, who was the original Grindhouse trailer Hobo, which is pretty cool, so you get his comments in there. I think he has a cameo in the movie as well. Have to keep an eye out for that. You got More Blood, More Heart, the making of Hobo with a Shotgun. I did watch that. That's actually quite an interesting featurette. Deleted scenes, alternate ending, and video blogs. Oh, wait a minute. There's a whole other column of extras here, too. Then you've got a camera test reel, Fangoria interviews, HDNet, a look at Hobo with a Shotgun, the original Grindhouse trailer of Hobo with a Shotgun, the contest-winning trailer. Hobo with a Shotgun faux trailer contest winner, Van Gore. Yeah, so Hobo with a Shotgun had a trailer contest as well. And so they're continuing the tradition, and maybe Van Gore will get made into a movie as well. Honestly, Van Gore was a little disturbing. I don't know that I would want to see a full movie of that. But anyway, that was the trailer winner here. You got the Red Band US theatrical trailer and Canadian TV spots. If you don't know what a Red Band trailer is, it basically means it's an R-rated trailer. And where it says this trailer has been approved for restricted audiences and it's red. You know, normally they have the green at the beginning, meaning it's approved for all audiences. Yeah, well, red means the trailer is rated R, essentially. Okay, so what did I think of the movies? Well, honestly, I mean, I really enjoyed Grindhouse originally, so I'm actually having a lot of fun with this sort of revival of interest in the cheesy action flicks of yesteryear in the form of these modern versions. In terms of capturing the Grindhouse feel and the old school movie feel, I think Hobo with a Shotgun actually did it a lot better than Machete, but I enjoyed both of them a great deal. Actually, I got into kind of a heated discussion with some of you guys over on the Facebook page over my thoughts regarding Machete, and I was just like, I liked it, and anyone who doesn't like it, well, you can go to hell. But what I meant by that was, you know, it just didn't compute to me that people would like Grindhouse but not like Machete, because I mean it's the same thing, you know, it's the same type of thing. It's cheesy, it's over the top, the plot is ridiculously convoluted, there's lots of gratuitous violence and nudity and blood and guts and ass kicking and just cliches and cliches upon cliches, and I just don't get it. I mean, I thought it was a blast. I had a lot of fun, and I really genuinely do not understand why so many people hated Machete but loved Grindhouse. It just does not compute. It just does not make sense to me. So I enjoyed it. I mean, the thing is with the style of Grindhouse movie that Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino do, essentially you're looking at big budget versions of them. So I guess some fans, you know, old school fans of the original Grindhouse films of the 70s and 80s, say like, well, they're not true Grindhouse films because they're not low budget. You know, they're not genuine Grindhouse films. They're just sort of tributes to Grindhouse films without being true Grindhouse films. So they're kind of like, they're faux Grindhouse movies. And yeah, they are, obviously. I mean, I'm sure Machete had, you know, with the money with the budget of Machete, you probably could have made 20 genuine Grindhouse movies. But whatever. I mean, they're meant to just sort of capture that same kind of excitement and cheesy fun that those of us who grew up watching those old cheesy movies enjoyed. but modernized, updated, at the same time made accessible for a current audience, but at the same time capturing enough of that essence to make it appealing to longtime fans of the genre. Now, that said, we have Hobo with a Shotgun. Now, Hobo with a Shotgun is done very much in that old low-budget style, and I'm sure it, again, has had a slightly higher budget than a typical Grindhouse movie, but in terms of the look and feel, it really captures that well. That may have something to do with the fact that it was done as a Canadian production. So, Canadian productions generally have lower budgets to begin with. So you almost by osmosis have that low budget vibe to them because of the, just the lower budget that you get. So, but the thing I liked about Hobo with a Shotgun was it really feels like an 80s movie all the way through it, maybe like almost a late 70s movie. It just has that vibe to it, but at the same time you've got violence and bloodshed that is so ridiculously over the top. It is just way over the top. I know a lot of you are probably going to ask me, there's a couple of scenes in it where children are either put in peril or brutally killed. What did I think of that? Because, I raised a big stink in the past about how I don't like seeing kids get, brutally murdered in movies. In the case of something like this, honestly, I can excuse it because it's just the tone of the movie. We're basically looking at something that is paying homage to the exploitation genre, and it's not pretending to be anything that it's not. It is an exploitation film paying homage to exploitation films. So it's going to you go into it expecting it to go for the shock value, for the over the top violence and stuff like that, and it's not played seriously at all. The whole thing is so ridiculously over the top and farcical. And bit of a spoiler alert here. If you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to spoil the part that most of you were probably thinking I should have objected to. But okay. The part where the school bus full of kids gets torched with a flamethrower. Come on, that is totally played for farce. It is. They've got Disco Inferno blasting as the guy's torching the school bus, and it's so over the top and cheesy and basically played for farce. So that to me is not even remotely the same thing as Alien vs. Predator Requiem, where it was just exploitation, where it had no place being in a film like that. The Alien movies are not exploitation films. They are somewhat classy sci-fi horror movies, where you expect a certain level of responsibility there. But something like Hobo with a Shotgun, not the case at all. That is, if you don't go into a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun expecting it to be classy high art. This is not, it does what it says on the tin. Both of these do what they say on the tin. Machete is about a badass Mexican who is really good with knives and other sharp objects, while in particular a machete. You got Michelle Rodriguez kicking a lot of ass. You even got Lindsay Lohan in there, essentially playing a parody of herself. I wonder how she was convinced to do that. Did she even realize she's making fun of herself? Maybe that was kind of the point. I don't know. Maybe she wanted to make fun of herself, but I don't know. Anyway, but then with Hobo with a Shotgun, it's just over-the-top craziness. It is really, really crazy and intense and nuts. Take the crime level of Gotham City and multiply that by like 1,000. That's what the crime level is like in the city that the hobo just wanders into. It's no wonder he wants to take up a shotgun and start blowing away the baddies. There is just no reconciling with these guys. The time for talking is past before the movie even begins. There is only one form of justice for these bad guys, and that is to blow their fucking heads off with a shotgun. One thing I noticed actually is I don't think you ever actually see him reload at any time in the movie, and you don't see him pick up shells at any time in the movie. Not that I recall, anyway. It just seemed like, in typical over-the-top cheesy fashion, I'm sure this was intentional. it's like he has a shotgun with an inexhaustible supply of shells, and he never needs to reload. You know, he just goes around blowing away the bad guys and never has to reload. But yeah, so the long and the short of it is, I had a blast with both of these. I will definitely watch them again whenever I'm in the mood for you know, some cheesy, over-the-top Grindhouse style fun. And I think both of these paid wonderful, loving homage to, you know, a a morally and historically questionably historically relevant genre that a lot of people love, you know, for maybe not the right reasons, but for some reason we just love our cheese, you know. Alrighty, well, yeah, love it or hate it, I loved them. I will watch them again, and if you don't like it, well, that's not my problem. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is it from me to you for now. Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun. If you liked Grindhouse, I definitely recommend checking them out. If you don't like Grindhouse-style movies, you will not like these movies. It's as simple as that. And I think that's the thing, is like the impression I got was a lot of people who have bad things to say about these didn't like Grindhouse. So it's like, well, if you didn't like Grindhouse, what the fuck made you think you would like these? These are a direct descendant of this. You know, and this is a direct descendant of the exploitation genre that it's paying homage to. It's like, grab a clue, people. Grab a clue. Yeah. Anyway, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. And there was a couple in particular that really kind of stood out from the rest. You know, there was, of course, Machete, which I'm just babbling away. Let's actually, let's just let's find a spot to edit there. Yeah. So anyway, I got him. Yeah. Welcome back. I think this looks a little too clean. Ah, that's better. Yeah, let's crap it up a bit, shall we? Yeah, that's yeah.